In a rapidly evolving world of geopolitics, America's military influence is being challenged in unprecedented ways, and recent developments make it clear that the repercussions of past decisions are now catching up. The European Union, traditionally a key partner in defense agreements with the United States, has made a significant move by locking out U.S. arms makers from a major new defense initiative. The European Union's ambitious defense spending plan, set to exceed $800 billion by 2030, aims to strengthen European defense capabilities in response to rising tensions with Russia. European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen made it clear that the EU will prioritize strengthening its own defense base by focusing on local procurement. We must buy more European, she emphasized. This decision highlights a shift in European priorities, one that leaves American defense contractors on the outside looking in. This growing divergence is not just limited to Europe. Even the United Kingdom, long a close U.S. ally, finds itself excluded from the deal. Instead, the EU has opened doors to countries like South Korea and Japan, signaling a strategic pivot away from traditional U.S. defense partnerships. The European Defense Commissioner, Andrius Kubilius, stressed that Europe is now viewing global geopolitical developments from a broader perspective, not solely focusing on Russia as a threat, but also on other shifts in international relations. As a result, the sales pitch from American arms manufacturers, which once came with the added bonus of a security guarantee under U.S. protection, no longer holds the same weight. For decades, U.S. military hardware was more than just a purchase. It was a bond of alliance with the promise of U.S. protection underpinning the deal. However, the global landscape has shifted dramatically, and one of the key reasons behind this change is the behavior of President Trump during his tenure. His aggressive rhetoric and erratic decisions rattled long-standing U.S. alliances, leaving leaders around the world questioning the reliability of American protection. From his tense relations with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky to his controversial trade policies, Trump's presidency caused a significant fracture in the trust that had once been a cornerstone of international military agreements. His sudden reversals on military aid to Ukraine, his erratic stances on NATO, and his bizarre suggestion to annex Greenland only added to the uncertainty surrounding the U.S. as a global leader. This shift in trust is beginning to bear fruit in more tangible ways. In Canada, Prime Minister Mark Carney has signaled a review of a $13.3 billion defense contract with Lockheed Martin for F-35 fighter jets, citing geopolitical concerns. Likewise, Portugal is reconsidering the purchase of American-made aircraft for its Air Force. Defense experts have pointed out that the notion of transatlantic defense collaboration, once a strong selling point for American military hardware, no longer holds the same appeal. With Trump's vision for NATO and his adversarial approach to allies, European leaders are reconsidering whether American-made weapons offer any additional strategic advantage. The implications of this shift are far-reaching, particularly for the U.S. arms industry, which has historically relied heavily on foreign sales. The loss of a significant portion of the European market could have serious consequences for the U.S. economy, as the European Union has long been one of the biggest buyers of American defense products. An anonymous Western European defense official put it bluntly, "If you keep punching your allies in the face, eventually they're going to stop wanting to buy weapons from you." With European countries now looking to diversify their defense procurement options, the U.S. could face increased competition from emerging suppliers, weakening its dominance in the global arms market. However, it's not all bleak for U.S. defense contractors. Countries on the front line of the Russia-Ukraine conflict, like Poland and Romania, are still scrambling to build up their military arsenals, and they remain major customers for American weaponry. Despite the erosion of trust among traditional allies, the looming threat of war may force countries to prioritize defense capabilities over long-standing alliances, leaving few alternatives to purchasing American weapons. As the situation continues to evolve, it's clear that global defense dynamics are shifting. The challenges to American influence in the arms market are only one piece of the puzzle. In the years to come, we may see even more dramatic changes as countries reassess their defense needs in light of a rapidly changing geopolitical landscape. In conclusion, the cost of President Trump's approach to foreign policy is not just a matter of diplomacy, it's also being paid in lost defense contracts and a weakening of American power on the world stage. For a deeper understanding of how these issues will impact the future of global defense, stay tuned to In the Know News, where we bring you the most insightful commentary on politics, economics, and international relations.